Hello and welcome to Most Off Topic Plays Loftar Dragons, episode 14. I'm joined by the usual crew. Hi Ben,
Hello.
Joe,
Hello.
and Matt.
Hi.
Casual Matt Master.
Matt, who feels like has achieved quite a lot in the last episode and can now just rest on his laurels. So this is the second half of session 7. So that's why we have a slightly more casual intro to the even numbered episodes. So we are playing Loftar Dragons, sticking quite close to the book. Spoiler alert. You've been warned. It's unlikely at this time the stream will get interrupted, and for whatever reason Kenny chose not to come in last time, so we might have an actual edit. This should be the quickest thing to edit in the history of time. Though I'm going to try and take out some puns.
Bits of cake over though.
Yeah. So, and thank you everybody for watching. Call out actually to Bits of Cake, who is like #1 fan maybe on the stream, certainly. Also to Doom Bunny, who has been putting up some quite fantastic mini reviews of the episodes on YouTube comments. Are both true and funny. But yeah, really appreciate Bits of Cake kind of joining us, kind of being our live audience. It's like Friends filmed live, did it in the studio? It feels exactly like that. I have no experience of what it feels like.
When do we get £1 million an episode?
When I get 1, 2, 3, 4, £9 million an episode, then you guys can have £1 million an episode. Okay.
I think it's when the talent scouts spot Loftar's potential.
Yes.
Yeah, we obviously we're all his agents, right?
We're the sporting crest.
I don't think that detectives get paid that particularly much, but thank you. That's
Fictional
very
ones
kind.
do though.
It has to be a hard drinking kind of like wash up to really make it in the detective genre. So, last time, what happened last time? Does anybody remember? It's been a while.
No idea.
I've been
not at
doing
all.
some mattock work.
So you had been investigating on behalf of Balin, not Loftar's dad, the other Balin.
The real Balin.
I was going to say it was very dramatic.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. And you had been investigating because there had been an attempt on Balin's life. Balin had said that there was some possibly engineered tensions between the humans of Dale and the dwarves of Erebor. There was a conspiracy to kind of like disrupt the relationship, I guess, and you had been trying to find out the background to that. You had narrowed your investigation down to Lord Gunvar of Ashbrook, and you had been called to join him, where you pledged your allegiance, albeit pretend, to the downfall of dwarven kind by the destruction or sabotage of the First Forge of Erebor. That all happened prior to last session. Last session, you made your way from Lord Gunvar's manor through some kind of back door, tunnel, what have you, into the mountain. No dwarves were leading you through there, and yet they were able to kind of like move in this way. Made yourselves to the first forge. At that kind of sign and starting to break the breath of the mountain, which is the air that feeds those forges. You became treacherous turncoats, slashed, undid the treachery and turncoatage that you'd been involved in beforehand. It's all about points of view. It's all about points of view. And took your mattocks to try to establish a diplomatic solution or gong-led violence.
got to the heart of the matter.
Got to the heart of the matter.
I did do it. Sorry, I have to sort of interject. Have we not ever mentioned diplomatic?
I think we have mentioned
Surely,
diplomatic.
Yeah. Sure, yes. Okay, yeah, sorry.
I'm not taking a shot every time we do matic jokes, all right?
That was the previous episode.
Yeah, okay, moved on. Lord Gunvar was enraged by the treachery, raced across to get completely floored by Torg's well-placed mattock to the chest. And then the Stone Guard had kind of rounded you all up, not quite sure what was happening, and leaving it to King Day and Ironfoot to decide. Balin had revealed himself as being alive and had claimed you as his agent, and then you were taken down to the vast chamber, the Great Hall of Thrain, the chamber that the dragon resided in its period of desolation. That is now almost like a shameful memory that the dwarves would prefer to eradicate, but it's so central to the man. It used to be the hall of feasting for the kingdom that they're not able to do so. And it's also in the antechambers is the last resting place of King Thorin and the Arkstone, and the chamber of Malazabul under the mountain is also in close to this. So, Dane stands in front of you. His steely, penetrating gaze weighing up the situation. Gunvar has been roused, clutching his chest, bandage kind of across, blood still kind of staining his face, caught in his beard, and the sweat, the salt crystals around his face from the exertions of the combat. Let's have some insight rolls, please, as we start this encounter.
Nope.
6.
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
13.
Okay. So this is what you can kind of establish without great insight. Dane's reputation is well earned. He is a stout dwarf, even by the measure of the race. You can see the strength, the physical strength that flows through him. He wears the mithril crown in a considered and careful way. His plaited red hair, his forked beard is streaked through with silver, and he has a dignity and a consideration and a measuredness about him. He is not prone to acts of great passion clouding his judgment. And through the gaze that peers straight into you, you know that he has seen much. He has fought a lot, and his insight is sharp. He is not a man to be trifled with. The fact that he is weighing the situation and hasn't jumped to any great conclusions either for Balin, who has claimed you, and you know the friendship runs deep there, or against Gunvar, who is covered in the blood of some of his own kin. Dane's kin, that is. He wants to understand exactly what's happened, and he's used to operating in complex, nuanced situations. But more than that, you can't tease from him or the situation in front of you. He holds his silence, waiting for it to be filled.
Torg drops to one knee and lowers his mattock onto the ground in front of him in deference, and addresses the king directly. Lord Dane, please do not mistake our deception as being against you. It is, as Lord Balin says, we wish to infiltrate Lord Gunvar's group and put paid to their plan. We were not in allegiance with these men.
Silent still, considering, having listened to what you say. Gunvar, my king, he kneels also. Had I but my weapon still, I would lay it in front of me, as is your custom. My quarrel is not with you, my king, but with those who have poorly advised you and have created such a situation of weakness. In fact, my main quarrel is with King Bard, not the dwarves at all. And it was under the guidance and direction of your own kin that I came here upon this errand. What would a mere man know of the whereabouts of the first forge or its significance?
He lies.
And my king,
Lord Dane, do not listen to him.
And my king, I'm sure, as they have done, they'll tell you that they deceived me and remain loyal to you throughout, but lies are uttered by liars, and liars are not to be trusted. Which brings me to the greatest deception that has been brought to light. I, that of Balin, who caused your heart to be pierced by grief, knowing full well the pain that he wrought was not necessary. For if he trusted you and truly had your best interests, he could have sent word, surely. I am a man of action, and sometimes I take the wrong actions, as I have plainly done so this day. But all men of action can be useful to those whose loyalty they hold. And as I say, it was your own kin that commissioned this action, to free you from the tyranny of the advisors.
Torg's bellowing now. He lies, King Dane. This man led his men against you here tonight, determined to destroy the forge and bring down the dwarves in our entirety. Do not listen to the lies of this man, nor let him turn your heart against Lord Balin.
Make me an awe roll, and your like lordly trait would apply here as well, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to invoke either leadership or lordly to just pass.
Yeah, okay. So I think lordly would make the most sense. So you're kind of talking from the heart as one of the chieftains of the clans of dwarves, and impress that upon Dane, which is I think what you're seeking to do there. Dane listens. You feel the anger in Balin as he's been accused of seeking to hurt his friend, but he holds it in check. And from that you can see he trusts his king, trusts the bonds of friendship and loyalty that are there. I have heard what Lord Gunvar of Ashbrook has to say on this matter. He is a man of action. He was guided by my kin. It is not to me, but those advisors that I choose to put in place, that he was targeting his actions. He talks of loyalty, and yet tells me that his disloyalty is towards King Bard. A confusing, I consider, set of riddles from a perhaps confused man. Yes, it is confusion, my Lord King. It is confusion that has brought me to this place. I have been confused a long time. What say you, Sirk of the Blue Mountain? What is your opinion and view upon this?
I am merely a low-level individual from a small house in the Blue Mountains. We've come here through various means, and I would say that my directions were given me by Lord Balin, and it is with him who I stand. We met him beaten and bloodied on the road, and then through various kind of happenstance encounters, or so it felt at the time, we've been drawn deeper into this web. But the simple fact of the matter is, we, my friends and I, have acted in the good faith of our people. And while we not, well, I might not always agree with the direction that we take. I also am not one to change that direction through force, but rather through knowledge. The knowledge on this account is of the treachery and the weakness that lies around us. Of our actions, I am open. We went to this man's house on his invitation, on discovering his plans to come and sack one of our greatest relics. As a people, we alerted Lord Balin through the means with which he had made it given to us. We then proceeded to give our assent, to pretend like we were part of this party in an attempt to, once we get here, minimize the impact of this treachery until such time as better placed authority could be brought in to make decisions. Our degree of success, I will, as always, place in your hands to determine. More than that, I do not have anything to say.
Make me a courtesy roll.
No chance. Well, a 1 in 12 chance, shall we say? Nope, 10.
Yeah, okay, but not Sauron.
Not Sauron this time.
Yeah, okay. He listens and pays attention and considers. And Loftar, who I know from the Battle of the Five Armies. Firstly, could you remove the intestine that still is over your shoulder?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Lord Dane. In addition to what Sirk has already put so eloquently to you, and in addition to what Torg has quite skillfully explained before, I will just disagree with one point Lord Gunvar made. I think it was absolutely necessary, and I think that's why he was lying throughout what he was saying earlier. Balin had to use these tactics because there are sometimes unknown threats, and we have been drawn into this web of deception, and in situations like this sometimes you don't know what or who you're dealing with. It is not as it is in the battle where you can see the enemy and look them in the eye and you know where they're coming from and what they're carrying and how can they confront you. This is, I don't want to say man's work, but there's more deception here. There's more sort of treachery, and someone's sneaking up behind you trying to cause you harm. I didn't know about these doings. I mean, I've been coming here to your area for many years, but I didn't know about these things until I've met Balin. But what is one thing I know, that we still hold a degree of uncertainty and mistrust with humans, and perhaps that it is well placed. We need to be careful how we proceed. There's not much I can say. I'm not a person who's good with words, and I just want to say that from you know me, being at the same battle with me, fighting against common enemy, like Sirk has just said before me, we were forced into this situation, and we worked with Balin because we not yet understand what is happening, but we want to ensure that we sort of win against this unspoken enemy, and if there's any sort of suspicion that we would have any foul play or ill intentions against our race, that they are just simply not true.
Make me a persuade roll.
Yeah, I love these ones. 7.
You say that you are not known for words, and yet you are famed for the narrative that you bring to each battle, each skirmish. What do you know of the kin of what Lord Gunvar has spoken, if you have investigated on the behalf of Balin?
Okay, so that is, I have discovered, okay, quite rightly so. It's late hour. We've just been through a gruesome battle this week, I guess. On a serious note, since we've been more accustomed to this area and to the city and how the workings are, there is perhaps a division, and it is, I am sorry to say this because it's coming primarily from some of my own kinsmen from the Iron Hills, of which you are part of as well. The division between the conservative faction of dwarves who disagree with what the modern... I'm sorry, I'm just trying to push away the political sort of words that come to my mind, but modern dwarves and the way they're doing, and to not put too finer points on it or prolong this painful questioning, I think perhaps humans have sought this division and you are using the weaker link to exploit and sow division amongst ourselves so that we become weak. I mean, you know this. Again, going back to the sort of battle situation, if you can take away a unit and split them perhaps in a sort of maneuver, you can weaken the enemy and defeat them in that respect. That's just, but this is just a speculation based on the investigation that we've done up to now.
A name. Is there a name of a conspirator that you can provide to me in the Iron Hills?
No.
Your companions seem
My
to...
lord,
Yeah.
I believe the name Gundry is one of the conspirators we encountered in Dale.
Yeah. Sorry, just to, yeah, yes. Yeah, I do remember that name now. Yes, thank you, Torg.
Gundry. A dwarf.
Oh. No, he's not one of the Iron Hills guys.
No, Gundry was a dwarf that was killed.
Yeah, he was found in a...
Bema and Hokel were the two dwarves. The two dwarven Iron Hill smiths
They're the
that you
ones.
had the altercation in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Hokel.
Of Niping's Forge.
Hokel.
We will have them summoned to us. My lord, my king. This is ridiculous. It was Niping's Forge that I worked for. I'm the one who you can speak to. In exchange for my life, I will give you the knowledge.
There is also, King Dane, before you pass judgment, there's also the fact that we have encountered orcs in the foothills around Dale. And that we have evidence that those orcs are in allegiance with men in Dale. There is a deep darkness in the town, and corruption runs deep. It's clear that Lord Gunvar
And Lord Hacken. Yeah, he was connected to
It's clear. Okay. It's clear that Lord Gunvar is himself ambitious and has plotted against you. There may be some deeper connection here between the...
Not against you, my king.
against our people. Sorry. Against our people.
Quieten him. Continue, Lord Torg.
I suggest that that whatever scheme the corrupt powers that hide in Dale, whatever scheme they are plotting against Dale, may be connected with this plot against Erebor. There may be some bigger plan in motion against the free people of Middle-earth.
Lord Gunvar, he perks up. You'll be incarcerated until I am able to establish the exact truth of this matter. I will send word to King Bard and seek counsel with him also. Take him away from here. He's kind of like dragged. Make sure that he is well enough to face further questioning. Stoneguard, you are dismissed. You have done your duties well. Captain, bring me a list of the names of all who are involved in the combat. All those who are injured. And ensure that I have a list of the names of the miners who lost their lives in the defence of our homeland. I will visit their families as soon as I'm finished here. Have them gather for me. Ironguard, you may remain. Balin, you will remain. Take him from my sight. Gunvar is dragged. Balin speaks for you, and you conduct yourselves well. I know my people, and I know you did these actions not just out of love for me, not just out of love for your kinfolk and your sense of rightness, but also for reward. I shall furnish you with gems worthy of your actions.
I do not seek a reward for my part in this.
I am sure that you did not seek a reward, but we are all dwarves here, and we know that toil is worthy when it attracts payment. It is not shameful to be rewarded for your actions. It is shameful to refuse a reward from your king.
If I may be so bold, a greater reward to one such as myself would be knowledge and the potential to study some which is held within your great halls here.
That may be granted in time, but I have to consider matters first and foremost. But I note your interest. I am concerned about this tension that you have spoken about and the darkness that is gathering. I am concerned of conspiracy amongst dwarves that spreads so quickly to willing men. We will deal with the matter in the Iron Hills. It is not really fitting that here in this hall, tainted by the dragon, that we talk of another threat to us of that shape. But ignoring a problem never meant it went away. In addition to the orcs, in addition to the conspiracy, another dragon stalks our lands. Balin isn't surprised by this news. There, I have said it out loud, what I wish were not the case. At present we seek to test its strength and find its weaknesses, and when the moment comes I will need to call upon all those who have adventure in their veins. For now, you have the freedom of Erebor. I will arrange for the right papers to be drawn up to grant you passage in my name. Your service has been welcomed this day. And now I must meet the widows, the widowers, and the families of the deceased. Balin, old friend, don't die on me again. Of course, my king. And then he leaves with the Iron Guards below. Well, that went a bit better than I expected, Balin says. And then we'll close the session off.
Excellent.
Cool.
At the end of the episode, which is going to be a really teeny weeny little episode. So what I will possibly do is just edit them together into one. I'll think about it. I might even split the other episode. Who knows? But it would actually become quite a long episode, so I might keep it. Anyway, I'll decide what to do. But yep, okay, cool. There we go. End of the second adventure in the book. But there we have it. Yeah, so good. Everybody's like,
yeah, I think I feel like we kind of we got away with it, but that we're still in trouble somehow. And I'm waiting for my Deepwater Horizon inquiry to come and kind of like sneak up on me.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what happened. There are no survivors.
Oh, that's true.
There are no witnesses because you're like tucked around the corner, so you're possibly going to get away with that. Yeah. Right, okay. Anyway,
the video stuff just in case.
Yes, yeah. I am going to do so now. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for being on stream. If you enjoyed this, even if it was a teensy weensy bitty little episode, that's not a bad thing, I don't think, because it allows you just to kind of watch it quickly. So yes, please leave a comment. I like the video. Mostly because I get a little thrill from it, but also because it will help people find the video with the YouTube algorithm and such like and so forth. So it's not gonna hurt other One Ring players find us, and spread commentary. Spread stuff around any forums or other places that you gather. Just kind of like saying, watch this thing. It might not be entirely true to Tolkien's material, but at least they're having fun doing it. So we are going to play on the 18th of January. Where we'll do the fellowship phase.
December,
18th of December. Thank you. It's been a long week. And we'll do the fellowship phase that wraps this up. And we're going to do a mini mid-campaign fireside chat. What we've liked, what we've not liked. Have a chat about fellowship phases in general. The Laughter of Dragons campaign. I might do a little bit behind the scenes. Kind of like chat, just to kind of say, oh, well, this is in the book, that's not in the book, I've tweaked that bit, did this, kind of stuff. So you get some value from it if you're thinking of running Laughter of Dragons. So thank you very much. Goodbye. Good night.